Hello everyone and welcome to The Vortex, where lies and falsehoods are trapped and exposed. I'm Michael Voris. The much esteemed and highly loved Archbishop Fulton J. Sheen used to say of the conflict between Catholicism and communism, "We have all truth and no zeal, and the communists have all zeal and no truth." And isn't that just the way of things? It seems in every age and every challenge that too few Catholics have any zeal, or what little zeal they have is quickly dispatched at the slightest hint of challenge or confrontation. But when you look at the Protestant world, now there is a group with zeal. In fact, one looks at them and is more impressed with their zeal certainly than with their truth. They certainly don't fit the notion of having no truth, as Sheen would say of the communists, but they are lacking in the truth department, sometimes substantially. Now granted, there are many instances, one suspects, most instances in fact, where this is due to a glaring ignorance of the total truth revealed by Jesus Christ. And where they are lacking is in large part owing to a lack of zeal among Catholics. Most Protestants don't know the truth because Catholics haven't told them. Take a look at this email ad that was sent to me a couple of weeks back. It's for a conference in mid-January in Orlando, Florida called Winning the Second Billion. The upshot is clear enough. Evangelical Protestants claim to have converted 1 billion people worldwide to Christianity and are now on schedule to start on the 2nd billion. In case you missed it, that's billion with a B. So they are having this massive conference with thousands of attendees, many of them preachers, to put their heads together and map out how to get this, 5 million new churches, we'll put that in quotes, 5 million new churches, and rake in another billion souls. Now, whether their math is spot on about having snared 1 billion souls for Christ is not the point of this vortex. I suspect their accounting methods are slightly exaggerated, but that they are a worldwide force is beyond dispute. Nor is the point of this vortex to hammer out what the theological differences are between Catholicism and this brand of Protestantism. There are many, which is why, in the end, this is a very, very troublesome fact. Suffice it to say that to convince a naive soul of a distorted and heretical view of Christ is saddening in the extreme. The point of this vortex is to say, where is the Catholic effort to do this? Yes, we hear all about the new evangelization. The committee there has been formed, and that commission here has been established. A local council over here in that diocese has begun a study, and an ad hoc panel over there has been assembled to review the findings. Soon reports will be published and meetings scheduled to review the findings, and summaries of the meetings of the minutes will undergo analysis and then be forwarded on to the department chairman for their oversight and their suggestions. Then a statement will be issued whereby the local effort to begin the plan to phase in the next phase of establishing the Blue Ribbon panel of distinguished scholars and experts will be set. And one day, when all of the marshaling of those forces has finally passed through every bureaucratic hoop ever invented and dreamed of in the mind of man and has all been done, watch out, brother. When that happens, man, oh man, just wait until you see the new Catholic evangelization. Are there really any people in the church establishment who wake up every day with a burning zeal to convert 1 billion souls to the faith? Really? Are there any? When you look around, you see a lot of zeal to chase down all kinds of earthly causes like limiting greenhouse gases and jumping into government policy decisions about immigration and pushing every social so-called justice program, but skipping the usual official statement you see on a web page, you see little else about preaching the truth and insisting on the truth of Catholicism. We hear much about not wanting to offend and being insensitive to other faiths and needing to accommodate the feelings and emotions of every single person possible. And this is called being charitable. It couldn't be further from being charitable. It's actually called cowardice. Being afraid to announce what is true because of the inevitable blowback is stuff for wimps. Official, bureaucratic, blue ribbon panel approved wimps, but wimps nonetheless. When someone refuses to announce the truth to another person when another person's soul is in the balance, there are only two causes. The person is a coward, or they don't really believe what they are supposed to announce is in fact actually the truth. Either of those will condemn any effort of evangelization before it even gets started. There are hundreds of able Catholics all over America right now at this very minute on fire for the faith. I know I've personally shaken their hands and looked them in the eye on dozens of occasions. I've had breakfast or lunch and dinner with them. We've talked on the way to the airport in the late hours of the night as they're dropping me off for my flight. We've talked about the condition of the church until dawn at a local Denny's or an International House of Pancakes. I've stayed back for hours after talks all over the country and heard these people in their zeal for the faith, and they would alter their lives in a heartbeat to do the work of preaching the faith, the authentic faith, and save souls. So, here's a suggestion. We get accused all the time of just saying bad things and never giving suggestions. Well, here's a suggestion. Why not take the millions of dollars spent on other less important tasks, and there are too numerous to count of the unimportant tasks, and divert them to teams of enthusiastic missionaries who will go out into the world and preach Catholic truth, authentic Catholic truth boldly, clearly, and without apology. The church exists for the sole reason of saving souls. Nothing more. It's not a giant social help agency or a political lobbyist machine. Souls, salvation, heaven. If we had kept our eyes on these final goals in the first place, there wouldn't even be talk of a new evangelization. Preaching the truth in all its glaring, blinding beauty. That is the only thing the church is commissioned to do. God love you. I'm Michael Voris.